Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Mr. Real Dragon. Haven't seen me for a while. I've been off having some issues, but I'm back. Joining me in the com box is Coca-Cola here. Say hello, Coca-Cola.
It's been a while, but it's good to see you back here in the booth. I almost had to change the locks because I didn't know if you were coming back, but it's good to see you back this week, and hopefully we can have a good race here today for your rebacking or your reintroduction to this league.
Yes, here in Montreal, in Quebec, Canada. Of course, the circuit is Gilles Villeneuve, named after, of course, Gilles Villeneuve, who tragically died in 1982 in Zolder after, flipping over the back of a car and getting ejected from the cockpit in a Ferrari. Let's hope we don't see an incident like that today.
It's a virtual video game. I don't expect it to happen, but very graphic indeed. But Scandy going to be the first one on track here. Now, while we wait and we let Scandy take a lap around, I guess we will give a quick update on the standings. Charlie currently leads the way. Charlie Codon leads the way with 92 points, followed behind by 40 behind by TTML King, who's won the past 2 street circuits. And remember, Canada is a street circuit, so he's looking to make it 3 out of 3 on street circuits. Next up is Kenobi, the Williams teammate of Charlie, who's at 47 points. Reds, who's not here this week, but is on 42 points. And then Vapor Lazy, who's now going under a different name, which is now Lesty the Twig. I believe that's him. If I'm not mistaken, that could be a different driver. Anyway, Vapor Lazy's at 39 points, and Disco Stew is on 33 points. And if we look at the constructors real fast, it looks like a 2-horse race between Williams, who's at 139 points, and AlphaTauri at 100 points even.
Most certainly, but on board we are then with Scanny here in Circuit de Montreal, through into turn number 1. Flick it right, then down in the braking zone, just watch out for the inside curve, the outside there into turn number 1, 2, and then on the power on the exit. Rear end always wants to step out here, under the bridge, now down into really turn 3, downhill braking. Watch out, the rear end can step out through here, let the car run up right up to the wall. Take it nice and narrow here, you can run right up to the wall, into where Vettel went off in 2011. Nice through there, get the power up on the exit, rear end always wanting to bite on the rear. Hit one car up the road, looks like that is possibly a Mercedes. Under the bridge, spot your braking zone right in the barrier. Flick it in the right, hop over the left, bring the car out then, pretty much straight line it down towards the hairpin.
Good for 11 to get out of the way there.
Down to the hairpin, Robert Kubica had a monumental shot here in 2007. 2008, the BMW went on to win on that car. On the exit of the hairpin, bit wayward again, so the Alfa Romeo looking rather shaky, keep it nice and narrow. Now down into the last corner, the most annoying corner in this circuit because you will most likely mess it up. Let's see if he does it.
No, he does not.
Over the curb, perfect, past all the champions, and now take it nice and straight to the line. Should be a
109.646, but obviously that is the fast lap because he's the first one here. But I feel like the Racing Point car could try to have a cancer here, but he's going to set a 109.3685. Geez, a lot of numbers there. Early in the broadcast, we'll have to make some mistakes, but it looks like Scanny's actually kind of looped it off in turn 1 here, so he's going to have to fire it back up and take another attempt. Next up, the Ferrari getting across the line here. He sets a 110, and Disco Stew actually goes fast with a 109.008. Now, I think Charlie or one of the Williams is about to cross the line. I think that is Charlie. Oh, he's invalidated. Thank you, but it would have been a 108 if not. So, interesting to see the times were there on retrospect. So, he looks like he has the pace. Next up, the Haas driver. I think that is Maddie, if I'm not mistaken. And he's not, and he set a, I think he was just on an outlap because no time went up on the board, maybe invalidated. So, first round to qualifying underway here. Right now, Disco Stew leads the way, hoping to give Alpha a big old help in the constructors, but still a long way to go in qualifying. I feel like a lot of drivers will be able to improve on their times.
Yeah, 11 also invalidated her lap, so a small issue then for the Mercedes driver, but come back in the pit lane, I imagine. Oh, they're going to stay up for another one. Well, let's see what they can do then. Double tyres, I mean, it can work, to be fair. Get the tyres heated up properly, so let's see what they can do.
Everyone is on a set of softs, worth noting. No one's tried to take a set of mediums, and it feels like, because it feels like, at least with strategy, when I did a Canadian race a little bit earlier this week, and it seemed like strategy was to go on a set of mediums, and then maybe make it sets hard to the end and try the one-stop, because if you try the softs, a one-stop is not as easy to make unless you want to go on a set of hards.
Yeah, it's always going to be interesting. I mean, you think, though, it can also work the two-stop strategy. I mean, the circuit, for me, historically, very hard on the tyre wear. So, it'll be interesting to see two-stop. Now, in terms of weather, we believe, looking at the sky right now, it's sunny. So, not going to jinx it, but that means the race should be sunny. Now,
But then again,
what's
this
it
is
rain?
Canada, and this game loves to, when it goes to Canada, always loves to rain at least once. This game just loves to throw that in there or make it very dark. So I would not be shocked if something happens. Charlie has left the session. Hopefully his teammate can give him a re-invite, which is today's Maze, because Kenobi was not able to make it. But just to clarify, because someone did clarify in the chat for me here today, Alpha, who's teammates with Lesty, the Twig, that is Lazy. So Lazy is Lesty, and Lesty is 5th in the standings.
Yes. Lazy is Lesty, and Lesty is lazy. And Lesty is currently 9th, as you agreed, coming through the hairpin, and he is currently on a
Goal down lap.
flying and invalid lap.
Yeah, invalidated. No, he was slowed down there when the Ferrari was in front of him, so he is on a slow lap. So he probably will be coming in the pit lane here, or maybe gearing up. He's on 0 lap tires, so he could go for another attempt here. We'll see what he does. Yeah, he's going for it. Hope he doesn't cut too much here. And he'll keep the throttle straight, and we'll see what he does on his lap. We'll check back in with him later. Next up, the McLaren at Demo, who's also invalidated. But they're going around one more time as well, and they're on a set of mediums. Actually, they're on their out lap, so it doesn't matter if they invalidated. But they're the only ones going on a set of mediums. Interesting to see.
Yeah, we're a little bit on the grass in turn number 1. Won't do the best for the front right tyre. Now, let's spot one of the Hassan Ferraris going a bit slow down the back straight, getting up the way in all their manners, but through we go. Demo on those medium tyres. Ideally for him, I imagine he wants to get in the top 10 as high as he can get. If he finishes 10th, then okay, that's fair enough. Really, what he wants to try is get into about 6th position. What I won't be doing if he does that, though.
I mean, his strategy would make sense to get high up as you can with the mediums, because the softs go about 5 or 6 laps so they fall off. But the problem is that he's got to put a good lap down, and right now he's still doing good. And according to the map, he did set up purple sector too, but I call hogwash on that because this game loves to just throw purple sectors out randomly. But he's still good right now, so we'll keep an eye on him on the run up the line. And I think that is Lesty the Twig, but they have invalidated. So Demo is the next one up that can set a time here with 10 minutes, a little over 10 minutes to go in qualifying. So he may try to take this corner a little conservatively here. Doesn't want to cut it, wants to put down a good time. He does. Probably could have popped more out, but again, that corner, at least a bunch of different drivers, as we see what he puts on the board. He goes P8 with a 110.812. But to finish my sequilwy, I've asked a bunch of different drivers their opinion on that last corner and how to take it fast without cutting, and most of them just respond with, you don't. You just take it, and you hope for the best. So a lot of drivers are probably going to have that ideology. Sorry, now, Dragon, you may continue your sentence.
Yes, I forgot what sentence I was about to say, but yeah, that last okay. Historically, for me, I always find, see if you can find someone going through the last corner, if anyone's going there.
No one's even close.
Well,
the only one right now is,
Stu.
the Disco Stu Alpha is the one that's on a lap.
Probably going to come in, on the outlap.
No, he's on, he's on a lap.
I normally brake, you look to the left, normally around about 75 meters, brake, then that's pretty much your turning point, hop over the right, because you can hop over the right more than you think. It's the left bit that gets you invalidated mostly, so as long as they can hop over the right and then flick it left quick enough, if they're on the wheel, at least, they'll get away. But if you're on the pad, then if you try that, you will going to crash. Yeah, most likely.
As a pad user, I can back that up. Now, again, Demo up on his time here, so he couldn't improve. We'll see where he puts it. Got very more aggressive in that line. It does a 110.374. That will put him P7 on the grid. But while we were talking, I think Smitty is also just now bumped Demo off. Now Demo is now in 8th. But TMKM King, the Street Circuit King, is now currently in pole position with a 108.3. Well over 7/10 clear of the second place driver, Disco Stu.
Yeah, good lap time for King, the king of street circuits. I mean, this circuit is a part street, part race circuit. I'm looking as Demo seems to have backed off his lap. The only other street circuit kind of like this I can think of, really, Albert Park and what used to be Spa, before it got turned into a full circuit in 2000.
Yeah, I was going to say Australia is probably the only example I could think of similar to this part half that. Maybe, yeah, because it's not that close to walls, and it's very part permanent, part not. You can bike it if you want. Well, I could bike it as an American. Charlie has rejoined, so luckily they will have more time to put down a lap. But, yeah, maybe when COVID's out, I may go on a bike trip up there. Not that far away from where I am, being in New York and all. But anyway, talking about summer plans aside, we'll take a look at the times right now. We got 11 now at P9 on the grid with a 110.6. I think we got a Red Bull. That is Lesty the Twig on an outlap. Took that pretty well, actually, that last corner, so we'll see if they can keep it going.
Ellie on a lap.
Ooh, Ellie on a lap. Okay. We'll see there. They currently don't have a purple sector, but we'll see where they put it. They look like they got no wing damage. This last corner, always the bane of a lot of drivers' existences. And it's going to be, oh, you can see a little bit of particle of wing there. Someone has clipped the arm cosign, the Wall Champions, and have left some wing plates. Exeli goes a 1:14.373. That will put them P12 on the grid. But yeah, someone has already hit the Wall Champions.
Now, the question is, who?
It was a black wing plate. It could have been her teammate. Oh, well, the Merc definitely just hit it there. So yeah, the Merc just added to that carbon fiber. So 11
That's
has
the
just...
line.
Yep.
Good lap.
Good lap, but yeah, they also invalidated because they took that wall a ton and invalidated the next lap as well. But they got time to come back down.
Yeah, I'm looking at it. It seems it's one of the Hasses potentially has got damage on my screen. From left end plate's not there, though they're coming in the pit lane now. So,
yep, so it was Smith. You're thinking it was Smith. Okay.
That would add up.
So yeah.
Though saying that, Connor has also lost his front wing as well. So, well, one of them's broke their front wing.
Yeah, but that wing
They're both,
plate's...
to be fair, have black on the front wings.
It was a black end plate though, so actually that's blue. So I don't think it was Connor. But regardless, someone has hit the Wall Champions, and luckily you avoided the ridicule at the commentary booth because we can't figure out who you are, and we're not going to make assumptions. But Exelic as well, going to try another lap here. Looks like they will improve. Actually, never mind. They will not improve because they're at 1:15, so never mind. But they tried. Anyway, Lesty is on a lap here, but is invalidated again. So both Williamses and both Red Bulls have not been able to put down time so far.
Yeah,
but
seems
Charlie...
likely, sort of Covey Pepsi, that it's probably turned 3 into 4, that right-left where Vettel went off in 2019. It was that long ago already, I think it was. But went off there. I imagine you probably cut the inside. It's so easy to do on this circuit because...
Oh, yeah.
It's not realistic to what it is in real life, but
no.
nonetheless.
As Charlie just invalidated where Vettel went off in 2011, you see another end plate there of Ennos, so I think that was a Merc. I think Ennos is Merc's sponsor? Or is it McLaren? Regardless, Charlie's invalidated again. And I'd like to point out last week in Baku where Charlie was very, he invalidated multiple laps, and he only got P13th on the grid, so... He was not really that good of a qualifier at Baku last week, and it looks like those qualifying jitters are still holding strong. But we know for a fact that Charlie is very strong in the race. So no matter where he starts, he'll try to work his way up the field very quickly. But he's puts himself in a hole early, as Alpha is also invalidated on that 3-4 complex. Because I know when the cars came here for the NASCARs came here for Circuit Gilles Villeneuve in 2011, a lot of those cars took that inside line, and that's even the old Codemaster games. They wouldn't ring you up for that corner, but now it feels like that's where they ring you up.
Yeah,
very
it's
weird.
almost as bad as the chicane. I mean, it's so awkward because if you go too deep into it, you invalidate on the left. You go too shallow, you invalidate it on the right. You go too fast, you invalidate it on the exit of the corner. You go too slow in, well...
Oh, Charlie around! And Charlie's lost his wheel! Charlie on that 3-4 complex got squirrely again. And this time, unlike last time he was able to save it, this time he's got no wheel, and he's turned the wrong way around, down the DHL sign.
Yeah, an awkward place to be parked as well, not invisible, so everyone's going to back off, and, well, pretty much exactly what I was mentioning. You go too fast, you go too slow, you're going to go off. Well, guess what happened?
Mm-hmm. So it's
cookie points.
So both Williams drivers are 15th and 16th on the grid, and that's not going to help them in the Constructors' hunt, because they're only leading by 38 points, and even though Disco Stu is here alone today for AlphaTauri, that could still be good points he can gain if both drivers have bad days.
Well, certainly. Demo, meanwhile, in the McLaren, up by 2 tenths on Sector 2. Looking a bit good right now. Should try and slot himself ahead of Scanny if he hooks this last sector up okay, at least. Let's see. As he comes to the second split towards the last sector, should be about 5 tenths. Indeed it is. So, definitely looking for that 109.6 if he can get that. The hairpin looks nice and smooth from him. We've got... looks like Lesty up the road also on an out lap in the Red Bull.
Lap. Demo is still on a set of mediums, by the way. He's done 2 laps, gone out there again. Now on a set of softs. So Demo's actually banned in the strategy of mediums and is going to try to put it down a lap on softs. And they will improve, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah,
so
did
that
improve.
So now that means actually I think that is the that is we're on best. So that would be now everyone will be setting on a set of softs. Unless you start outside the top 10. As Alex also is retired from the session. I think they've done that pit lane, so they will be starting at least P12. Actually, P14 if they get bumped by the Red Bulls. P12 if the Red Bulls can't put down a time.
Oh, speaking of the Red Bulls, Lesty, he's on a lap. He is one of 2 drivers still to set a lap on the circuit that haven't set a lap time, because 2 of them didn't set a lap time, and they're both out the session.
He has set a purple sector too. Lesty has set a purple sector too, but one thing I do want to point out is if you have not left pit road yet, if you want at least 2 attempts at it, you may want to get going now, because you got about, it's a mid-09, so you want to leave pit road now if you want one more attempt, and it looks like a lot of drivers have left, and will be their last 2 runs of the qualifying session.
Here we go then, Lesty needs to do the chicane absolutely perfectly, hits the right, hits the left.
Did.
Little bit wayward on the exit low, couldn't get the bite on the front left. Cross the line, should be good enough for about 8th. It is. 109.6,
and that will bump Demo down to 9th and 11 to 10th.
Now, who's next across the line?
Next up,
Scanny on a lap.
It's 11. 11, half a second up on their time right now. If they can keep their lap, they could be good here, but they take it very conservatively for that last corner, which I don't blame them in doing. It's going to be a run up to the line here. They're got a little bit of a glitch here with the gearbox. That will put them with a 1:10.015. They will not jump anybody, but they at least will put a 2-second gap between them and Connor for the last paying position, the last points paying position, not in qualifying, but in the race.
Yeah, both the Alfa Romeos, by the way, working like an absolute treat through the last corner. TKM's break his front wing. Scanny White up by nearly 3 temps, up to 5th. So both the Alphas working as a Kahoot team pair. Low, I think, unless it wasn't the front wing off of that, was someone in front maybe. Not quite sure, but front wing was flying from someone's car, but it's not TKM. He is currently 31 thousandths down.
Yeah, he's down in his time, but he put down a really good flyer here. We'll keep on board with him, but look for the rest of the field here. Leslie the Twig is currently going through the last couple corners along with the Ferrari. I think of beat by a vegan. Could be Hater. It's one of the 2. Now he's invalidated.
Yeah.
King has invalidated. Disco Stew's on an out left, so we'll actually cut back here on Alpha to see if his time's counting. No, it's not Alpha. It's the other one. It's Leslie the Twig. No, he's on a slowdown lap.
Alpha, purple.
Oh, Alpha, purple. Which one? It's got to be Scanny then, because the other one's validated. Says he's down this time, though, so neither Alpha has improved.
Well, Alpha being the Red Bull Alpha.
Oh, but, sorry. Yep, okay. Wrong Alpha. Actually, he's on an out lap, so he's going. So we'll ride on board with Disco Stew here. King's probably going to take another attempt at it. We got 36. We got 30 seconds left to go in qualifying here.
What a 8.9 that would have been by Alpha when he is absolutely done. He is furious. He's in the wall. He's like, I'm done. I can't believe it. That would have put him 2nd position, by the way.
I just had a senior. When you said Alpha, I was thinking Alfa Romeo. Then I was thinking AlphaTauri. And then when you clarified the 3rd time. So, Alpha F1, he's in the Barry. It's day's over. He's going to send it to the Marshals, and he's going to retire from the session by kamikazing into the wall. King has re-invalidated, so he will not be improving. Disco Stew is still on a fly here. So it looks like the only drivers left that can improve are Disco Stew, Moloch, Vegan, Twig, and that's it. So we'll keep...
Vegan invalidated his lap time. Lesty down, not on his lap either, so really...
It's Disco Stew.
And he is down by a 10th, but he's getting a slipstream off of the Red Bull, I think.
Lesty going to pull out of the way. Let's see here. Oh, that's a cut. Yeah, that didn't even come close to making it. That will be no improvement. So I feel confident saying it. Malik has invalidated, Vegan has validated, and Lester's going in the pits. That means King will be our pole sitter, and the street circuit power will continue, and he will be at a 108.316, well over 7 temps clear of the field. So King is the driver to beat.
If that wasn't invalidated, by the way, and he didn't cut a corner, I'm not sure if he did or not. The lap time he just set on my screen was a 107.2.
I feel like he validated somewhere, because he validated early on his lap, so I feel like he was just kind of having some fun. Knowing
that was an actual lap, though. That would have been incredible.
I feel like the rest of the field would be shaking, because that would put him well over a 1.5 seconds clear, or at least over a second clear. But, so yeah, that will end qualifying. King will try to keep the street circuit dominance here today with trying to go for 3 in a row here on street circuits, but I feel like the rest of the competition in the field will have something to answer about that. But the thing worth noting is in the end of qualifying there, it did get kind of dark. Parker May is off, if I'm not mistaken, correct? Or is it on? I feel like it's on, because some leagues turn it off, some leagues turn it on, so I'm not 100%. I'll see if I can find a rule page real fast, but if it does rain and Parker May is on,
Could be interesting. So the drivers will have to have set their lap times accordingly for the race. By the way, 3 people did not set their lap times. That is Alpha F1, Charlie and Mays. Both Williams and 1 Red Bull down and out in qualifying. It did not set a lap time, but let's see what they can do in the race now. If it is dry, they've got a choice here. They can go and set put a set of hards on and go straight as far as they can go. If it is raining, which I don't think it is, it should be nice, fine, dandy and sunshine. And the weather will be...
And drum roll, please.
Drum roll.
Oh, it's
cloudy.
Cloudy.
With meeples.
We don't know. We have no clue. If someone could fill us in, that'd be great. But well, I'll check again the rules real fast, just because I do want to know for future reference. So if I can ever find the rules, let me download this file here. But while we wait, we got 23 seconds left. I think something worth noting, is that I just think the meat hards aren't gonna really work, because I've talked to again drivers, and it just hards will probably be so slow off the line that the time lost, the mediums and softs, it just doesn't feel like a smart strategy. But I feel like someone will be willing to try it.
Yeah, and of course, I think we've got something to plug. Pepsi, do we not?
Oh yeah, we got to plug. I'll wait till we start on the line here. But yeah, I guess we should plug the league here. If you like what you see, why not like and subscribe to this YouTube channel, League Racing TV. We get all your league racing fixes and all whatnots. There's multiple different leagues that run here, from CWC to EFE. Let me pull up real fast so I don't bungle it. EML, which runs on Wednesdays, and you got a bunch of different TTML divisions that run throughout the week as well, along with an F2 TTML that runs on Sundays. So if you like all the options, there's a schedule at League Racing TV on Twitter where you can find a full schedule of commentators and dates. Along with, if you like this league as well, you can they have a Discord, and you could possibly even drive for them in the future if you prove that you have the speed and the safety rating, or at least the good safetiness to join them on the grid. I think my rambles are done. I kind of bungled that a little bit, but yeah, just like and subscribe and comment and do all that jazz.
Bell.
Yeah.
And this is the reason why we're in the commentary box below, because we're probably too dangerous to drive. I mean,
I've won league race for in other leagues. So
I haven't. I've ended up upside down in a barrier before.
I got some good pace. I've competed for championships, so I'm no spring chicken. But it does look like the track is very greasy.
Yeah, it does look greasy. Not seeing any spots of rain already falling, so it looks like, at least for the time being, we'll have a dry start. Like, it's difficult to see what the weather is going to be, because, of course, in the commentary box, and annoyingly, the game doesn't tell us what the weather's going to be. If it did, that would be useful at home next F1 game, Winky Face, if you could do that.
There's a lot of things they got to fix. Nice. Like from the glitch at the start as well, when you can't, it glitches out the first 2 laps. That's something else they should fix as well. Taking a look
when the lights doesn't go on.
I'm taking a look at the rules right now. I don't see anything about Park for May in the rule. Actually, it is on. Park for May is on. I can't read. So Park for May is on. So if it were to rain, they would not be able to make adjustments.
Yeah. So really, the only thing they can do, change the front wing though. Depending on how their wearing is, that could end up with a very imbalanced car as the Alfa Romeo starts on the left. Disco on the right.
One more quick thing to note is that 14, 15, 16 all started mediums. Everyone else started at a set of softs. So it looks like only the back 3 are thinking about running mediums to hards, possibly. Anyway,
well, let's
35
get
laps
ready to go then. And when the lights go off, 1, 2, 3, 4, and when the 5th goes off, go! And it's a good start from the Alpha. Good start though from the Alpha Tauri. Behind them, the house, the Alpha Tauri on the grass, nearly to turn number 1. Behind them, melee going on as they're 2-3 abreast. They're quite a lot of ghosting cars.
Red Bull did run in the back of Malik there. It looked like it was Leslie Twig. Hoping they do not have damage. Also, one of the Mercs got really bogged down in the back. I think that was 11. No, maybe it was Exalic. Exalic got really bogged down. Or maybe just didn't want to perish in turn 1, metaphorically speaking. So took it a bit conservatively.
Yeah, everyone looks like they've got themselves relatively okay through turn 1, 2, 3,
11
and 4.
got a little bogged there, and that's going to back up Alpha and the rest. So, looks like 11 got a little squirrely there, and that's going to cause a little bit of a break or separation.
Yeah, up front, TKM King still leads Alpha from Alpha. From Haas, then comes the Alpha. And then
11 down the order.
Yeah, 1 car around.
That is 11. Both Mercs are now 15th and 16th. I just saw a particle wing, I think break. Yep, you can see a little bit of a Ferrari end play. So one of the Ferraris is missing their wing, and I think that may be Hater or Vegan. Vegan.
Vegan. Front right end plate's gone on the Ferrari, so issues there. But up front,
yep, Scanny,
looks like...
Scanny and Maddie fighting. Maddie makes the pass. Demo also beat by Vegan. 3 wide going through the chicane. That's never going to work.
What's up for Alpha?
So 3 fight here. They are 4 wide almost. This is never going to end well. Looks like the big winner here is going to be Alpha. He's going to make the pass work, and then beat by Vegan's going to fall in 8th, and the big loser there was Demo, who's going to go down to 10th. But something worth noting was Disco Stu was within a 10th of a king going to that last chicane. There's now a 2nd loss, so looks like they may have got a little bogged down going through that chicane.
Yeah, it's struggling there for the chicane. It's always difficult. I thought they almost passed each other. They were side by side. It looked like coming into there as I switched to it. Meanwhile, Demo having another look on the inside of the Haas led. So let's see side by side. McLaren versus the Haas, and the Haas, I believe, almost pushed into the wall, goes a bit wide on the exit, and dispatched by the McLaren then. And then you got Vegan, who is most certainly a wounded animal right now. Got to say, Alpha, an incredible start for him from the back of the grid all the way up to 7th right now.
Charlie, actually, I want to point out, Charlie is really off the pace. I think he may have looped it.
He stopped.
Yeah, he looped it. Oh, he pitted? Okay, thanks for the update there, because that is our points leader right now. And even though he cannot lose the points gap here today, he could bring that. If he gets no points, and King could bring home 26 or 25, that would be a big swing and bring King back in the championship. Alpha decides to fast lap race on a set of mediums. Interesting. But they are fresh mediums. They are fresh mediums, though, so that could be a little bit of a case there as well.
Temperature's cold as well. I mean, the circuit is going to be favouring those harder compound tyres right now, because the sauce will not be able to bite in that easily as Demo almost loops it around into the wall of the exit of turn 3 and 4. He's chasing down Vegan, who you got a feeling is probably holding up Demo a little bit right now. The Ferrari is a wounded soldier. Let's see what he can do, though. I don't imagine he's going to put up too much of a fight.
Well, I'd like to point out, well, you keep an eye on that. I'd like to point out there's a big battle here for P3 between Maddie and Lesty the Twig. When DRS opened this lap, I would not be shocked if something happens here. Looks like Disco Stu very goes wide in that corner. Switch back by Lesty the Twig. Lesty going to have the run here with DRS. We got 5, 6, 7 also here as well. Maddie could be a sitting duck by a train. Here goes Lesty. There goes Scanny as well past Maddie. Can Malik make it 3? He's going to try it. Maddie goes from 3 to 6. All in the space of a couple quarters. Well, they get squirrely, and that's going to break the Haas's wing, and the Haas is going to have to jump down pit lane.
Yeah, just noticed it, by the way, as Demo just passes Vegan, is now Smitty right behind him with Maze following in the Williams.
I'd like to point out that I think I'll take a quote from your page of the book. Malik was a day late and $1 short because he was relatively close, but it just felt like he kind of did it a little too aggressive. He was almost clear, so maybe it was on Malik, maybe it was on Smitty, but both drivers aren't probably too thrilled about what happened there.
Scanny, he's pushing it quite hard there. He dropped it nearly. Bit of a sideways moment. I just had a heart and mouth moment as I thought that was going to be a monumental accident. Like you mentioned earlier, by the way, Pepsi, as the race started, it looks very slick out here. Very icy as one car has left the session.
Maddie has left the session, so Maddie was not too thrilled by that incident. I feel like he's theming in the cockpit. Here comes Scanny on the broken looping Lesty, who's really used a lot of his ERS because he's already blinking. And if I pull up his telemetry, he's only got 5 ERS while Scanny has 35. But Scanny's also underfueled the car, so interesting indeed. Disco Stu gets the first another penalty for him, and 5 drivers have already got penalties for warnings for cutting.
Yeah, a penalty's always going to be an issue around the head. Disco Stu, more importantly, as you mentioned, has a penalty. He's in the wall. He's in the wall. Front right end blade's gone. I spotted it there. And it is damaged then for the AlphaTauri, and with surely that has to be a very big blow for his chances of winning. Meanwhile, behind him, Scanny has just absolutely got no confidence in the rear end of that Alfa Romeo.
We got possibly a pass here between Alpha and Maddie on the straight, but one thing I'd like to point out while I was looking at King and Disco Stu fast is they're both at 94 ERS. They have not used any of their ERS since the start of this race, and they're still keeping good distance on Scanny in the field. Looks like Alpha going to make a move here on the inside of Malik, and he's going to hold him, and they're going to get a little pinchy here. Mediums and softs. Malik going to get the better X on the softs. He's still getting a bit of a squeeze. With DRS, though, they both have DRS. They are still side by side. You can't shove Malik into the wall, Alpha. All the way around. Alpha can't get shoved in the wall, Malik. You got to give him some space. Alpha going to clear the spot, though, but probably a little bit angry that he was kind of almost sent into the F1 sign.
Yeah, I mean, all the time you have to deliver the space. As Alpha will probably be shouting in that cockpit. Well, he's got his teammate now ahead of him. I imagine Lesty is going to be rather easy work.
Considering he's missing some of his wing, so he probably will be limping a little bit. So probably, again, smart teammate would be just to let him go and let him fight Scanny and then bring Scanny back to him.
And got a hat off the road there. Smith down into turn one. I'm not quite sure what happened. Must have broke a bit late as... so
I think Maddie actually didn't leave.
Joined.
Maddie just lagged out. So Maddie is back, but Maddie needs safety car to get back in this race pronto. But he'll be holding out breath for that. Again, not missing anything up front. Disco Stu is staying within a second of King, but not much else.
Yeah, it's actually really good pace right now as the sun's starting to come out.
I think King may be pitting this lap because according to the indicator, he's got a blue wrench on his telemetry here.
Yeah.
And that must mean he's pitting this time by because Scanny does not have it. So I think King may be jumping in. We'll keep an eye on him. Disco Stu really coming up. Oh, and he hit the back of him. And he's not actually pitting. So Disco Stu is going to... I mean, he was not that close. He was about 8 tenths behind. That run wouldn't make sense. Demo's also pitting, so some of the soft runners are coming in this time by, but I think there'll be some words for thought there.
That's so bizarre. I've never seen a car run into someone else like that before.
Yep, it was such a run-up, too, because maybe he was coming in the pit lane, King wasn't, and King kind of just held the line long? I don't know. I generally can't tell you.
Well, that does mean right now it is a Alfa Romeo 1-2 in this race, and, well, to be unfortunately put, I think that pretty much just ruins the AlphaTauri's race for the time being, because where are they going to come out in all of this? 8th position.
Well, Disco's come out in 8th position, and he's at least got some open track, though, so there's at least that, but the problem is but the problem is he's now going to have to make up that 3-second time penalty along with... He's going to have to now make up the time he lost by fixing his wing. So we'll see if King comes in this time by. I'd assume he will be. The track actually is getting brighter now, so rain is not on the forecast here. Nope, he's staying out. Scanny is not coming in. Any of the Red Bulls coming in? Nope. So actually, Lesty is coming in. Thank you for the call there. Looks like someone is not happy with King calling him a dirty driver in chat. So looks like King may be getting some of the blame for that mistake, at least according to our viewers. But anyway,
Alpha, has he got damage on the front right end plate there? Does that front damage?
Scanny, Alpha F1, Alpha F1. Let me take a look here. According to the indicator, I can't get a good angle here. He just kind of took that DLH sign.
Yeah.
Yeah, he does. I think because he smacked in the back of someone. I think you said it earlier, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, he's missing part of his end plate, so he's gonna have to fix that wing as well.
Oh, well, he's gonna get more damage. I think there goes the front left end plate as well, actually, if he's not too careful.
Yellow flag sector 1. Yellow flag sector 1. VSC. Someone is around.
Red Bull. Lesty.
No, he's still fired. Actually, I don't know who it was. No one's retired from this race.
Red Bull going very slowly, so. I'm not quite sure if that was just something on our end or what. Anyone's lost any end plate.
No, everyone's still pointed the right way. No real damage in the back of the fields.
Ellie in the pit lane. That could be a nice little blessing. They're the only one in the pit. I think the leaders are going to come in now. I mean, they're going to come in now nonetheless.
Yeah, King's coming in. Uh-oh. They did not get a memo there. So Scanny's going to be the loser on this one. Alpha's definitely going to jump Scanny. Even though he's got to fix his wing. Maze is going to stay out and lead a lap for Williams. Yay. Now they're going to pit relatively soon here. So yeah, King has not fixed any damage. And it looks like the double stack wasn't that bad.
It's worked just about. Where is Disco going to come out of this? He's battling with Connor down the inside.
Disco's ahead of Scanny. Yeah, he's going to get ahead of Scanny. He's going to get ahead of Scanny, and he's going to get ahead of Alpha. So Disco Stu's going to slot back into what we de facto P2 of this race. But the problem is he's now 5 seconds down the road instead of less than a second. So still P2, but now got to dig himself out of a bigger hole.
Yeah, Connor also pushing on hard in the other car. So a few of the drivers pushing onwards. Right now we've got Disco Stu in third, Connor in fourth, Scanny in fifth. We've got Charlie coming on Scanny
Charlie
right now.
may try something on Scanny here. He'll be more patient because he doesn't want to. He's got a big championship lead here. Doesn't want to throw it away. He can get some points here and keep that gap nice and strong. So no reason to piss it away, metaphorically speaking. I assume Maze will be coming in this time by, along with Connor. Both drivers should most likely be coming in. So we'll take a quick check.
Well, he's on the
here.
mediums. Pepsi is the top, well, is leader, so imagine he's probably going to stretch it to around about lap 15.
Connor gets passed by one car. Charlie going to get held up here. Now, Charlie got held up by Connor, but Connor's coming in the pit lane. So Charlie is going to be going... sorry, not Charlie. Connor. God, names are kind of throwing me off here. Long day. Connor going to be pit lane here. He's going to pit from P9. Charlie going to try to make a move on Scanny here. 11 gets another 3-second time penalty.
Yeah, and there's something I've noticed, by the way. Most likely, I believe that Maze is going to go on the set of hard tyres. That is what the game is suggesting. Now, whether they do that or not is a different question, but
Connor's on a set of hards.
There is a good shot.
So Connor went on a set of hards. He thinks he can get to the end. And the hards can make it 25 laps, so I would not be shocked if Maze pits for a set of hards, and when Charlie's pits, he'll be on a set of hards. We'll take a quick look at the stops here. Only driver that hasn't pit yet is Maze, but Charlie will have to pit relatively in the next 10 laps. And same thing with a few other of the medium runners. But they'll be going on a set of hards, presumably.
Yeah, Disco Stew and Alpha both going for the two-stop. Charlie gets on all kinds of wrong on the exit of that corner. Is now the Red Bull tries to sliver one around the outside.
Oh, Charlie around!
Williams up in the wall!
And Charlie around! And Charlie's still in this race. Wheel is still on it, but he just clipped the grass. Power went bye-bye, and there he goes. And Charlie is now looking down in the deficit. Now he's going to have to bring it down pit lane quicker than he probably wanted to. And break it on a set of hards. Yeah, it's all gone wrong. Charlie has not been a good circuit for Charlie here today. And he speeds in the pit lane. Just to add insult. And he's retired. He's decided just to call it a day. And that is that.
It can go wrong. It can go from bad to worse to catastrophic in the space of, what? A few seconds. That is the end of the Williams.
That indeed. So that's going to be 3 points for every driver to gain on the championship standings here. So Charlie's luckily got that mulligan race. And he's going to use his mulligan now. King is on almost. King is on the back of Maze here, so I'll let you finish the point in a second. But I just want to point out King and Maze. King is going to get past Maze on track here. Now go ahead.
Tell you what, Pepsi. Do you know who is doing really well? Currently 9, but 11 in the points right now. And I mean, looking behind, they've got a huge gap. As I said that, they almost had a swapper. I
don't want to say something because I've said it every week. And bad things have happened when I say it. So King and Maze gets the spot back. So yeah, Maze will hold spot for now, but I feel like King will have an answer here. But I'm just gonna say, if they get points, good for them. But I'm not saying anything. And if they get jinxed, that's on you, Dragon. Send your hate mail to Dragon. King has now got around Maze, so King has now taken the de facto lead back of this race. Scanny is got a toe on Alpha. Lesty's well there. Big 3-car train here for third. Sorry, fourth.
Yeah, both the Red Bulls going to be working together then. Is Scanny really kind of in a spot of bother, I imagine, right now. Is beat by the Vegan. He's got himself a penalty down the back. Let's have a little look at penalties, by the way, and see who's got the most. So, 6 seconds for Vegan, 12 seconds for 11. So,
yeah, that ain't good. Who knows? Connor may get some penalties. They're going to need some help. But, anyway, King's still in the way. I don't know how many... only 3 drivers have not been on the naughty stool yet. Maddie, Alpha, and King. If they can keep it going... Oh, and Connor, too. Yeah, sorry, Connor. But if they can keep it clean...
Technically.
5. Oh, because one of them has a 5-second. Oh, yeah, Zell can serve theirs in the pit lane.
Well, Charlie hasn't got a penalty, but he hasn't got a tyre, so...
Oh, I thought you were
that is his penalty.
I thought you were saying Hader and Zell, because they can serve their 5s on safety car. I mean, on safety car pitting. So if they pit again, they can reserve.
Yeah, Maze... That's, that could be interesting, isn't it?
Maze staying out again. So they are really... I guess maybe they're trying to stretch these mediums as long as they can go. But they are losing time. So maybe... They're not going to be able to make a set of softs last. So I don't know what their ideology is.
Another set of medium tires, another set of softs could be an option.
But then why pit twice and hold this long? So just pit once and go for a set of hards. Get a free pit stop, basically, or one less. Because we know for a fact King pitted on lap 8. They're probably going to have to pit again. Disco Stew's going to have to pit again for sure. Alpha's going to have to pit again. Scanny's going to have to pit again. So why not get the free pit stop?
This is most certainly true, Pepsi, but let's see what they can do. I mean, another set of mediums and then a set of softs, it could work in their favour, but like you said, though,
it comes down to pace.
Hards.
It comes down to their pace. They think they got the pace, they can make those softs catch, then it should work, but time lost. Maze is kind of a fast driver, but if I'm in his positions, I'm taking a set of hards and I'm limping. It'd be a smarter strategy, in my opinion.
Ooh, meanwhile, Make and Connor getting a little bit close to comfort, and that's down at the
for the last,
5 and 6.
Last points paying position right now.
Let's see. Most likely, I'm imagining dive into the hairpin right now. Pepsi, what's your bet?
I feel like Malik.
Happen?
Yeah, Malik will. I don't think he'll try something here. I think he'll wait until the straight. Because he's got the straight line speed, and they got about the same ERS though. But I feel like he'll wait for the straight. No DRS ahead of him. He's on the better tire. Just wait for the straight. Make the pass. Wow, the calamity, and that's what he's doing.
Yep, and straight pass, and there the Racing Point passes the McLaren, like it does in real life, of course, and let's see what they can do in real life F1, the Racing Point, which is now an Aston Martin, against the McLaren. So, two very big branded names in Formula 1 going at each other again. Good to see all these new, all the brand names now manufacturers, isn't it, Pepsi?
It's good, but you kind of wish we had more teams or actual factories, but it's still better than nothing. It's like, it's good it's Aston Martin branded, but you wish it was Aston, like you get what I'm trying to say, like another team like a Porsche or something. Just, you'd like to see more factories come in, not just rebrandings. Like it was like Tag Heuer or Red Bull or something, even though that's a watch, not a car company.
Wow, you never know.
I mean, they try to pass off the Renault engine as a Tag Heuer watch engine, so Red Bull's done some weird things.
Meanwhile, who's that in the pit lane? Is that Ellie? Yeah, it's Ellie in the pit lane, getting rid of her penalty, and on the backs he goes, and a long afternoon for the Mercedes driver, 15th position. But you win some, you lose some, of course, and it's just a trying, and she's enjoying herself, I imagine. Now, she's carrying on.
She's having fun. I mean, she's come here every week. You got to give her consistent points of that. I mean, sometimes the drivers get constantly, I wouldn't say constantly, just constantly don't get the points. Their confidence weans. They feel like they don't want to keep showing up. But at least you got to give her points that she's willing to show up every week and hope one day to get a point or get a good finish or something.
There's still 20 laps in this race, Pepsi. Anything can happen.
True, but they're going to need some help because they're 18 off Hader, and Hader is 6 off beat by Vegan, who's 10 off Demo, who's 16 off Connor, who's 2 off the last points paying position. So, well over a long way back.
Never say never.
I'll never say never, but they're going to need the stars to part. If they get that, I will personally give them a high five. Even though I don't know where, I'll give him a virtual high five. How about that?
Well, John Hader has got a penalty. Not
actually,
John
we got to move here. P5 here. Scanny and Lesty. Lesty gonna get the pass on Scanny. Lesty up to 5th. Scanny down to 6th. May's still staying on the track.
He's going. I'm not sure what he's trying to do right now. I mean, how long is he going to try to stretch? Is he trying to get these tyres all the way to lap 25?
That would be
10 laps.
That would be silly because I don't think those mediums make it 25 laps. There's no way they make it 25 laps. I feel confident as Malik has now passed 11 for P9th, 11 down to 10th. But there's no way they make that work. I'm confident. There's no way they'll make that work. And they can't even go on a set of mediums because they're already on a set of mediums. So unless they're trying a 2-stop, there's no point for them to hold on. Just pit now. Because they're just losing time to the soft runners. And eventually, the soft runners are going to come in. So maybe they're just trying to wait until Disco Stu, who's going to have to come in the next couple laps, and Alpha as well, pit. Then just pit with them. Maybe?
Well, the issue is, look, right now, if they put a set of hard tyres on, it's really going to be pointless because those hard tyres won't do much in terms of performance.
They'll get rubbered in by the end.
Get rubbered in, but I mean, basically, you've got a choice right now. You either do a 2 more and set a soft, or you're going to stretch this tyre out for as long as you can and then just set one set of softs at the end. I mean, that's interesting. A 1-stop is possible, mediums to softs. Very unconventional, sure, but it's possible.
I still stand my point, and I will still stand this. They should pit for a set of hards. I just think the softs won't make it. Double stop is not worth it. But again, Mays will pit around the same time Disco Stu is, because Disco Stu's on a lap 10. We know soft runners pitted on 8 and 9 when they decided to pit. So it is worth noting that they pit around 8, 9, that you probably had a fresh set go 10, 11. So yeah, they'll pit around the same window. Because we know King's going to have to pit again. If we look at the field one more time, King's going to have to pit again. Actually, I'll just put on this battle. We were scanning less. They're still fighting. But King is got to pit again. Maze is definitely going to have to pit again. Disco Stu's going to have to pit again. Alpha's going to have to pit again. Lesty pits again. Scanny pits again. Smith, Matt, Malik, 11, all going to have to pit again. The only drivers that can make it probably to the end are Connor, Demo, and Vegan, but they're very far behind.
Let's see. Well, Maze stays out again. Lap number 18 of 35 then, with what, 18 laps to go, I believe? Give or take?
Give or take, 28, 29, 30, so... Give or take, yeah, somewhere around there. Proving we are not the smartest math boys in the room. Anyway, Alpha is slowly catching Disco Stu here with that 2-lap tire advantage. So, it looks like maybe Disco Stu kind of cooked the tires, but Disco Stu is also catching Maze. Slowly, but surely.
17 laps to go. So, yeah, well, I'll give myself a pat on the back. I was close enough.
Close enough. Horseshoes and hand grenades, it doesn't matter. Anyway, so we looked at, yeah, there's not really, everyone's kind of in their own worlds, metaphorically speaking. Alpha's a second off Disco Stu, but catching. Disco Stu's 2 seconds off Maze and catching. Lesty's 1.7 off Alpha. Scandy's 1.7 off Lesty. Smitty's 4 off that. So again, everyone's in their own worlds, kind of doing their own thing. No competition, no real battling. Which is not what you want to
right now, though,
see.
The Red Bulls are closing up on each other, and I believe Alpha probably is going to get out of the way of Lesty.
Yeah, Lesty, and there are different strategies, but Lesty's definitely... They're both going to have to pit again, but with Alfie on the tires that are dying, let Lesty go, because Lesty's got at least 5 to 6 more laps of prime use.
In comes Disco.
Disco Stu coming in before Maze. So Disco Stu can't make mediums. They can't make on a set of softs. Yeah, mediums, correct. So mediums, they're coming in for a set of mediums. Lesty and Alpha, again, Alpha should just let Lesty go. Alpha should pit this time by. Is how it should work. But no one tell these two that, because I don't think they're going to play by the rules.
Let's see, well, imagining they were in communication with each other, and in theory, my knowledge would say Alpha will get out of the way here and let him through.
But some drivers don't get in parties with other drivers. It's like in certain leagues that happens, and other leagues it doesn't. Yeah. It's very weird. So you think they're in communication, but that's not always the case. Because sometimes with different leagues in like European and like other international leagues, sometimes there's a language barrier. Sometimes they don't speak English, sometimes they don't speak Spanish or whatever, and you can't communicate what you want to say because there's no middle ground. But we'll see here. Leslie's definitely going to have a lunge here on Alpha and definitely make something happen. On the outside, so Alpha's going to make something happen here, and Alpha's going to make the pass. Will Lesty come down pit lane? No, he won't. Alpha will, though. So Alfie will be coming down pit lane, trying to go the overcut on Disco Stu here. And Mace is still staying out, so I'm going to guess Mace is trying to make it another 5 laps and get on a fresh set of softs. But that is going to be a tremendous task to make it work.
Yeah, it is. I mean, 15 laps to go.
Disco Stu has...
will last. How long did Scanny...
they both went about 10-11. So they're going to have to go another 4 to 5 laps if they want to make it work for Maze's case. But I don't know if those mediums will make it 4 or 5 more laps. Unless they want to really stretch those softs. Disco Stu is currently it got 4 seconds on Alpha. So that's all something else we're noting is the undercut. Alpha was only about a second behind Disco Stu. Now 3 seconds. So Disco Stu will definitely jump Maze. And even Alpha will jump Maze. So I don't know if Maze can stay out long enough because they're losing so much time because of the undercut. But unless the only positives, they'll have a fresh set of softs at the end of the race. But they'll fall off quicker than those mediums.
It's going to be interesting, isn't it?
It's a head scratcher. If it works for Maze, points to them. But I just don't see this happening. We'll see if they come in this time by. No, they're staying out again. Another lap. Yellow flag sector 1. Someone
leader off.
Leader.
And he broke the front wing, and this is crucial. Broken front wing, damage there, and that there is a McLaren off, and it's 11 off the road. And it's all gone wrong, and it's if you can curse it once, you can curse it twice in the space of a few seconds, Evil.
So, something worth noting is King has lost it out that 1-2 complex. It looks like they got the power down, and they just got it down too quickly, and the back end went ski you later. And now King is definitely going to have to pit. Now, he was going to have to pit again. He has a big 10-second lead on Maze, and I don't think that time is coming down a little bit, but that shouldn't be detrimental. They'll be okay. Lesty as well, caught up to the back of Maze. Laze is pushing, but Maze just got another 3 seconds. Yeah, Lesty's going to pass Maze on track here.
Well, now the question is, what is TTM going to do? Because...
he's going to have to pit. He's going to have to pit.
Instead of mediums, I imagine, surely? If he's got one more.
He could, yeah. He did start the race on soft, so he could go mediums. And he didn't use the set of mediums in qualifying, so he should have an extra set. So he's going to pit now. He's probably wished he could go on a set of softs, but mistakes happen. Maze, will they decide to pit this time? Alpha and Twig are fighting. Maze is staying out again. Lest Twig gets 3 seconds.
Let's see, TTM. What tires is he putting on?
Set
of mediums.
Mediums. So they're going to try to make to the end as well. Now they got to fix the wings. The question is, Disco Stu is currently going to pass him, actually, I think. So Disco Stu is going to inherit the lead of this race. And Disco Stu will not have to pit again. So that mistake has really boggled their chances. Alpha will also get around as well. And something worth noting is Disco Stu does have a time penalty. Alpha does not. So Alpha is leading this race on pace. Well, actually, I think the gap, they only have a 3-second, though. Yeah, Disco Stu only has 3 seconds. So Disco Stu is actually leading this race. Alpha in second, King in third, as of now. So
remember that, Lou, as well. Yeah, this is true, actually. Good point. Yeah, Disco is legitimately leading this race. Because Scanny, I imagine, can't do another 13 laps.
Scanny's going to have...
If Maze can do another...
Scanny, Maze, and Leslie Twig are all going to have to pit, unless Scanny is risking it. But let's see, he's on lap 13 now. He'll be on lap 15, 16 tires. He'd have to go 26 laps. If Maze can make it 26 laps, there's a chance Scanny could risk it. But Scanny's only 6 seconds up on Disco Stu, and Disco Stu will catch him before the end of this race. So
this could be very spicy indeed, can't it?
With also time penalties as well, if he gets caught by Disco Stu, there's a good chance Alpha and King will catch him as well, because Alpha's almost within 3 seconds of Disco Stu. So Alpha, if he can get in that 3-second window, he'll be leading this race. So
right now, no safety cars either.
That's actually kind of shocking. Smitty has got passed by Malik, so Smitty up to 7th, Malik up to 8th. Malik is pitting right now. He'll be on lap. He's only took 13 laps. So again, interesting
strategy, isn't that?
I think right now Kenobi's not here. He's kind of slowly rooting on the Williams, because if Maze falls out the top 10, that will be GG to any points, and Disco Stu could, again, really close the gap with the constructors. But here comes Scanny. Scanny is on the back of Maze, and if you pass him, that, again, will be on track for position.
Remember, Maze only has to manage another 1 lap, and in theory, he should be able to set a set of medium tires. And imagine the top 3 are all going to come in for the same strategy right now.
Yeah, they're all going to come in for soft. The problem is, Leslie has 6 seconds, Maze has 6 seconds, Scanny has 3 seconds. So they all got penalties. They didn't have penalties. It would be kind of interesting to see, but with penalties on the board, things happen. We'll see if Maze is coming in. So Maze thinks he can make it from here. Scanny and Leslie are obviously going to wait a little bit longer, because if we check their tires one more time, they're on 16 and 22, 16 and 15. Saw the yellow flag. That is the McLaren of 11.
Yeah,
no, it's actually it's Zelic. My mistake. So they're around. No safety car. They'll get it refired. And yeah, no safety car.
It's an awkward place to be parked, isn't it?
That is.
Luckily, the ghosting system.
Yep, that is true here. Actually, their teammate's about to go by here. 11 gets another time pass. We'll see if they're still around. Yeah, they have still not turned it around yet. Safety car, safety car, safety car. They have called safety car.
That has absolutely thrown this race on its head.
Oh, Zelic, no! Oh, okay, ghosting's on. Excelic, no! Yeah, so the mistake is actually they've thrown a safety car for her being stopped too long on track. Because I do believe...
This has spiced it up, hasn't it?
Reset the track is off, so obviously she couldn't reset the track, but kind of shocked she couldn't refire it, because you think she could have looped it or something. Little, like that VSC earlier, could have called. So Leslie, Scanny are going to pit, and I'm going to expect everyone in the top 10 to pit for a set of softs, because you can make it to the end on softs, and I bet you right now Maze is low-key kicking himself, even though he is on a set of softs. But he's probably low-key kicking himself, because he could have held one more lap and been on track on merit ahead of Disco's doing that. Now instead, we'll probably slot in behind. But we'll see how they come out. So Leslie and Scanny are pitting. Disco Stu is up next. We'll see if he pits.
He might jump.
Oh, no, he's
Alpha's
not.
staying out. Disco Stu's staying out.
Disco Stu's staying out. Alpha's going to pit. King is pitting. Maze is definitely going to stay out. No reason they wouldn't pit. Smith... I don't know why Disco Stu's staying out. They're only on 6-lap old mediums. Pit and get the tire advantage.
Swamped if these guys are going on the soft tires, which I imagine they are. Maze, I think, might have just got away with this.
Scanny gets out just ahead of him, so Scanny's going to get ahead of. Disco Stu's going to get swamped. There's no way those mediums work unless he thinks. But even then, the mediums will be in the prime window for the next 8 laps. So, no real reason for her not to pit. King is going to fall in the P8. All gone wrong for King here today. After that little mistake.
Remember, Lou, Pepsi, this is also going to benefit those drivers on those the super softs, really, the Red Bull tyres, They used to be called super soft. They're not quite anymore. They're just called the soft tyres, either. But you know what I mean. Because these tyres now, they're going to be coming into their window because safety car means they're not going to be putting as much wear.
Yeah, 100%.
And the safety car's going to stay out another one, maybe 2 laps, possibly, depending on the rest of the field.
It will come in on lap 26, which means they will have 9 laps, and they'll definitely make it.
Oh, contact the Ferrari!
Oh, Hater! Hater! What the?
Hater? His tires come off.
Yeah, Hater. What was that?
Hey, Ferrari? Good.
Yeah, that was definitely Hater. Why did Hater do that?
Has he damaged any car, though, I'm wondering?
There's no rear damage. Disco Stew's fine. He may have gave Disco Stew a pedal. Let me just quick check to make sure he's clean. No, he gave Disco Stew a 5-second.
Add Scanny.
Okay, those pedals are going to get removed straight up, so we can take them out easily. They're going to get appealed and they're going to win. So take the 5 seconds off for both of them, 100%. But the problem is now Disco Stew can't pit because he's now going to lose 5 seconds. So low key, Disco Stew now can't pit even if he was thinking about it because he'll have to serve that 5-second time penalty.
Yeah. And by the way, if we just go and look at the penalties, by the way, I think we nearly have an all-time record for me seeing in terms of penalties. I'm
24
not sure
seconds
how many
for
penalties
11.
you can get.
30. 30 is the limit where they decide to get off the track. So 11's got 2 more warnings before 2 more cuts before they tell her to park it. 27 is the last time they'll give you a counter. 30 they tell you to leave.
Well, this could be very interesting indeed.
Let me just take a quick check
laps?
here. Let me just take a quick check at the direct here for instance. See if Maddie, King, or 11 have any other warnings worth noting. Because if they do, they could be... King definitely has 1, so King is at least close to the limits. I'm just kind of scrimming through this here. Alpha's got 1 as well. Alpha's got 2, so Alpha could get a cut here. 1 more cut, Alpha's done for the day. He'll get 3 seconds. King, I think, has 1, and Maddie, I think, has none. So, Maddie has got at least 2 more cuts he can at least allow, or at least 1. Alpha can't cut again, and King has at least 1 more cut available to them as well. Safety car probably will take 1 more lap because Beat by Vegan's off pace. Well, actually, he'll probably leave here, so we'll see if it flashes up. No flash up, so we have 1 more lap, which will benefit Scanny, Maze, and the rest.
Yeah, we're going to stay out for 1 more lap then under the safety car, so this could be interesting then. 1 more lap for the safety car means you're going to have 8 laps to go. This is all just helping these soft tyre runners right now.
Disco Stew is probably regretting his decision, but like I said, he can't pit now because if he serves it, he has to serve that 5-second time penalty as well. So Disco Stew is up, you know what, without a paddle. Scanny also has a 5-second, but again, we can take Scanny's 5 off. So Disco Stew is at 3 seconds and Scanny's at 3 seconds, just for the viewer at home. So take that in consideration when they cross the line. TG Maze is at 6, Leslie's at 6, Smitty's at 6, Maddie, Alpha, and King are all clean, but Maddie has no time penalty, no warnings. Alpha has 1, King has 2. So, sorry, other way. Alpha has 2, King has 1. So, Maddie has 3 seconds. Connor's also clean, but I think he has 2 warnings. Demo has 3, 11, let's just throw her out of the consideration. A Beat by Vegan at 9, and Excel at 3 as well, but a lap down. All right, so there's your little rundown of the field here. Now, before we get to safety car, who do you think's going to win this race at this current position? If you had to put money on it.
If I had to put money on it, I wouldn't put money on it because I don't know.
If I had to take a guess, if I had to put 1 yen on it, or I guess $1 Canadian to Canada, if I had to put a yen on it, I'd say, give me King. I'm going to upset story. Give me Maddie. I'm going the upset. Give me Maddie.
I think Alpha might have a shot as well. You know,
but Alpha does
soft tires.
But he has 2 warnings. Oh yeah, Maddie's on a set of mediums, so he's actually not pitted. My mistake. So give me, I'm going King. Give me King. Maddie will be interesting with no time penalties. Definitely could get a podium, but Alpha King is the fastest driver on fresh softs. I think he's the one to watch. So anyway, Disco Stew going to lead the field here to the green flag. When they come here, they'll be on lap 28, and they will have
7 laps.
7 laps to go.
Well, here we go, then.
Disco
Leaving it late,
holding him up.
late. How long are they going to wait?
Oh, he's going.
There.
Scanny was caught. Scanny went going as soon as he did. Maze got bogged down a little bit. Maze is going to be under pressure from Lesty off the line. Disco Stu is going to lead at turn 1. King just got his warning. So actually, King is on 2 warnings. Now he's got a 3-second time penalty. So he's going to have to dig out of that hole. Next up, he's going to try to... Maddie as well. Maddie up to P5. Past Smitty. I guess a little bit of a team order there. Just kind of let Maddie go because Maddie does no time penalties. Maze and Lesty. Lesty around. Maze gets shoved to the wall. Maze and Lesty. Maze off to the wall. And that's race over for Maze.
And that is... I'm not sure what's happened there. I missed it there.
Lesty, this quickly covered up, is Maddie now gets a 3-second as well, so Maddie also has got a time penalty as well. But to quickly sum up what happened there, Maddie, Lesty kind of put Alpha in the grass. They touched wheels. Alpha couldn't hit the corner. Alfie, jeez. Lesty and Maze were kind of side by side. Maze touched the grass. Maze couldn't hit the corner and went dead straight because they couldn't hit the breaking point. So I think they may be a little bit of a talking to between Lesty and Maze, and I think Lesty could be in the doghouse.
Let's see. Well, this is really done, by the way. The top 2 now have completely and utterly run off. And you know what? There's still a chance for these top 2 to win this race. Scanny has a good shot of this still.
Now remember, Disco Stu has 3, Scanny has 3, Lesty has 6, I believe, but Rob, that incident, I feel like he'll be demoted. Maddie has 3, Alpha has nothing, King has nothing. So right now, Alfie is right now the leader, if my math's correct? Or is he just off? Because Lesty is 2 off Scanny, who's 5 off, so that's 2.5. Maddie's 3.5, and then, so he's 4 seconds. So Alpha is 4 seconds behind Disco Stu right now.
4.2.
Maze has retired.
Yeah.
And King is going to pass
there of King.
Yep.
Where the earth did that come from?
King just threw it in. So King just kind of saw an opportunity to make a pass happen. But, yeah, Alfie is looking good right now. But at least to get some good points here. But, again, with time penalties and how they're served... Again, I feel like, I know I keep saying this, but Disco Stu and Sandy's 5 seconds are gone. Hater just ran to the back of both of them. There's nothing you could argue Disco Stu and Scanny did wrong. So that should be an easy 5 seconds gone. I feel confident in saying that. But if it doesn't...
Also looking.
But if it doesn't get removed, then things will happen. Scanny going to look on the Disco Stu. I'm shocked. Disco Stu's hold on those mediums. Almost hits Chihuahua champions. Scanny could have a run here.
You'll have to go right and then dummy.
Round the outside for the lead of the race, and he'll make it done. And Disco Stu will fall into P2. Probably should have pitted for a set of softs. Now we're going to just try to hang on. Leslie the Twig, next man up.
Yeah, good move from Scanny then. I thought he was going to try and dummy him, but went the long way round. Fair play, Disco Stu. He had all the right to squeeze him out.
King could try a move similar to what he just did on Alpha, and he will do the same thing again. Same song, different dance, and he will get past Maddie as well, similar to Alpha, now up to P4, now setting himself on Leslie the Twig, and I think I can hear boss music in the distance because King has been one of the fastest drivers on this circuit. Yellow flag sector 2, that is the McLaren going a little slow, so nothing worth noting, but King is going to try to set his sights on Leslie, Disco Stu, and Scanny.
Yeah, that was Ellie, actually, I think, who looped it round again. So, struggling in the Mercedes down the back, unfortunately. Up front, though, top 3. All
top 3 all on a blanket.
Look at Lesty.
Lesty as well, but again, I feel like Maze may have a few words for them. But Lesty currently got DRS here. They're both on the same set with him and Scanny. Both have 3 seconds to their name. So he's going to have to pass both drivers on track if he wants that position. King is slowly closing.
Oh, contact. Through turn 1, the Red Bull and the Alpha Tauri. Bit of contact there, no damage.
Lesty tried something. Lesty did. Gonna try something. Disco Stu gets another 3-second time, so he's up to 6. So Disco Stu's up to 6. That means Lesty would be P2, Scanny would be P1, and King would be P3. Maze has left the session. Which I don't blame him because...
I imagine he is absolutely furious.
He is 100% furious. The Discord chat will be interesting after this race, but we still got a big race here. 11 gets another time penalty.
Yeah, both Mercedes struggling down the back now as, here, look at this.
King going for a very aggressive lunge. King just says, I need to make this pass now. I cannot sit and dilly-dally. He knew with the DRS train he had to try something. Was it a bit too aggressive? Maybe, but he had to try it. And he just said, screw it, I'm going now. No attack, no chance, to quote Takuma Sato.
And look at this, Disco Stu back for the lead of this race down the inside. He cast the corner completely, no effort of trying to make it. And now, Scanny's in all sorts of bother, because look behind. Two
Yellow
cards,
flag,
yellow
sector
flag,
3.
Connor's in the wall
I
of
think
champions.
Connor's in the wall of champions. He's going to
Demo.
fight around. He's good. He's not damaged. He's damaged it, but he's not going to have a problem here. Right now, the problem is that what just hurt is Disco has 3 seconds as well. So Disco could have won this race, but with that 3-second time penalty, he better hope something happens to Scanny, Lesty, and King, and then something hoping to happen to Maddie.
To cover less.
Oh,
No,
where are you
contact,
going?
Lily.
God, King! King with the most aggressive lunge you've ever seen. He's done it again.
Lesty's gonna dive him here, right? Lesty's
I don't
gonna
feel
have to
yeah.
dive the outside.
Oh, I think he clipped
King
the
almost
wall.
forces him into
Lesty
the wall.
gets a 3-second time penalty. I think Lesty's up to 9, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
He is up to 9. So this is just getting confusing. Right now, all right. We'll worry about Pedleys later. Let's just focus on the actual track. But right now, Scanny's leading this race. King is second. I want to say Disco Stu is, because Maddie only has 3 seconds. So, and they're in that train. So it's probably It's right now Scanny, King, Maddie, your top 3.
Yeah, Scanny looking good right now as
Disco Stu gets another time penalty.
seconds.
So Disco, but you do got to take 5 off that, but that's still way too much. So he's not going to win this race. We can already rule Disco Stu even getting a podium. Scanny going to try something around King. King has kind of been a little bit with those moves, probably has irked some drivers. He's going to do the same thing again, I would assume, on Scanny.
Scanny's going to have to go left into this corner. He's going to have to hug the inside like his favourite granny, because otherwise it's all over. He's not going to do it.
He's done it
He's
again.
down the inside, 3 out of 3. But his teammate says no. He's
shoved him in the grass. Yellow flag, sector 2. Someone is around. That is Maddie. Maddie has looped it. Maddie has looped it, so Maddie's out of contention. So King is now leading this race, but I generally feel like some drivers may not be too thrilled about those overtakes, because he did shove kind of Scanny off into the grass a little bit. So I think we may, again, I feel like the stewards room is going to have a lot of words here about driving etiquette and such, because they usually are clean, but I guess here in Canada it's brought out a lot of the demons. Connor, the only driver that's not got a pedal yet in P10, and if they can get a little closer, they could easily reap a lot of these positions.
Yeah, 11, meanwhile, is on 27 seconds, so one more in the
Scanny's the wall. Scanny did just clip the wall there. I don't think they got damaged. They got lucky, but they're under pressure from Lesty the Twig.
Yeah, Lesty looking on to us, looking 11-1 penalty off from the big DQ. That would not do. Connor.
And Connor's now made, every driver's now gotten a 3-second time penalty.
I think you've cursed him. Actually,
probably. Malik has passed Smitty. Smitty has...
Smitty in the wall!
Smitty's in the wall. Both Haas drivers have looped it this late. That is not good. Maddie gets another time penalty as well. It's just gone from bad to worse for Haas. So down the field they go. King is battling Disco Stu. I think that's all she wrote for at least major battling on this track. Connor up to 9.
TKM's going to dive it here. I can imagine this being a dive up the inside. Indeed, it is a dive up the inside. There's going to be a little bit of contact nearly on the exit. Straight through TKM King into the lead this race. Aggressive, yes. Feisty, yes. But boy, oh boy, has it been entertaining.
Doesn't really have to make that pass. They would have won this race on basically position. But I guess, again, the pride of he led most of these laps, wants something to his trouble. I don't even know who has the fast lap of the race who's going to get the point for that. Let me just find it. And that is actually King. So King does have the fast lap of this race. So... and we just see. Now we got 1 lap to go here. Scanny and Lesty Twig fighting. Quick check of something here. Lesty's on 9, so actually Scanny will hold position, at least for Pedleys for the time being. But again, I do not envy the stewards room after this.
It's going to be a long afternoon for them.
Demo and Smitty are battling for the last... well, they're actually battling for 11. Sorry, Smitty's in 10th. Big fight here. Can Lesty try a lunge? No, he will not. King has pulled 1.8 on Disco Stu, so again, unless King spontaneously combusts, King will have win this race. Beat by Ving gets another 3-second time penalty.
Yeah, all the penalties rocking up right now, but all they've got to do is maintain 1 hairpin, 1 chicane, and they're on their way.
Demo just set the fast laps of the race, denying King a point. So, Demo's going to get 2 points for his name.
Yeah, this
because I think Smitty... why did Smitty pit with 2 laps to go? I don't know, but Smitty's going to fall in the 12th. But anyway, King around the last couple corners here. King is going to win this race. We know that for sure because of time penalties. He will win this race and pretty much done everything. Our 3rd Street Circuit win in a row. Disco Stu will come home in 2nd for now. Scanny will come home probably in P2, but time penalties. Lesty will be 3rd. Alpha is going to go P2 on track with Malik, but remember, we got to take 5 seconds off Scanny. So Scanny's probably P2, Alpha 3rd, Malik 4th, Lesty 5th, maybe? Oh, this has already got confusing. Disco Stew, and then 7th, 8th, 9th, Connor. Demo is going to come home in 10th. That'll be the last points position. But great drive by King. But, yeah, this is going to get confusing. So King gets 25 points.
Yes.
Then Scanny gets second because he's only relatively close to Malik, and Malik, that's definitely within 5 seconds. So Scanny's P2. Lesty had 9 seconds for reals, so Lesty would be de facto P5. So if my math is correct, it's King, Scanny, Alpha, Malik, Lesty, Disco Stew, Maddie, Connor, beat by Vegan, Demo. At least that's what I think the unofficial results with Pedaleys are, if we remove the 5 seconds from Hater. But if the 5 seconds isn't removed, then that is your official order. Driver of the day goes to Alpha F1. God, I feel like I need a whiteboard. I need a whiteboard to write down times and such, calculations. But anyway, King, though, in a very chaotic Canadian GP, will get his 3rd win in a row. That will definitely close up the gap in the Constructors and the championship standings, being 40 points down. Now will be about 25 off 40 is 15. So now he's only 15 points behind. So he is halfway there. I think it's 15. Yeah, it's 15.
I think so.
Yeah, it is 15, because 20 off 20 is 20, and then 5 more is 15. So he is now 15 points behind our championship leader, Charlie. And for the Constructors, Williams will obviously lose ground to Alpha, but since this will still only finish P6, that gap will only go down probably by about maybe, give or take, 8 points. So 8 points the other way around. So Williams will still hold Constructors and driver standings leads, but they've obviously have come down with both drivers finishing outside the points.
Well, this could be interesting. We'll see what the chat says after this, by the way, Pepsi, but I'll let you round it off.
All right, I think I'll round it off here. I'll ask you, who do you think your driver of the day is in this chaotic field? Who deserves the honors?
The honours to me, and I've got to say it, despite me almost cursing them about 4 times, they did finish 12th in the end. 11 did a good job, to be fair. They weren't that far off of points still.
True, but with 20, if they didn't get 27 seconds worth of time penalties, I think they would have done a little better. They could have even got points, but that is just the beast of Canada. But I think personally, if I had to give my driver today, I gotta go. I know it's a safe option, but I'll go King, because King has won 3 street circuits in a row, has shown good pace, and is definitely going to try to bring the fight to Charlie, even though I think, again, some drivers may not be too thrilled about King's late moves there. But, yeah, I think the chats will be quite interesting after this. But regardless, we do hope you enjoyed this round here today of the CWC Championship here in Division 2. Next week, we do go to Austria, if I'm 90% sure it's Austria. I'll just take a quick check here on the calendar real fast. 1 second, please. There is the calendar. And the calendar says we are going to Austria next week on March 15th. So tune in for that next Monday, March 15th. I think both of us will be on the call, but we do not know. But one of us will probably be here. But until then, I'm Pepsi212. Evil has had to go off somewhere. So, Evil, I'm signing off for Evil as well.
I'm here.
Oh, never mind. Evil, you want to sign off? I thought you were turning off your mic there.
I was reading the Discord chat. It's interesting. But I've been Evil. Pepsi's been Pepsi or Coca-Cola.
Whatever.
Other brands are available.
Dr.
See you
Pepper,
next
man.
week in Austria. Take care.
Thank you, and
good
good
night.
night.